This is video number 1, and my name is Brett, and I'm doing this video for military members suffering from PTSD and want help, or post-traumatic stress disorder, or anything mentally, basically. I am in a place called Aspire. I was admitted on 4/20, go figure, and I landed myself in here because I had a DUI. The DUI that I was on my motorcycle. I was coming from Comic-Con. I was talking with somebody that reminded me of something of the military. Got on my bike, was going to SDSU, San Diego State. I was going to the dorm room, missed my exit, got off. I then just had a spurt of energy, and I cruised at 100, running red lights after red light after red light. And it was not the fact that I wanted to kill myself, it was the fact that I did not care whether I died or lived at that point. I just wanted to feel something, anything, because I haven't felt anything in a long time. I've been alone for so long, I've gotten used to it, you know? Maybe you don't, but if you do, and you're a military member and you're watching this, just know I'm right there with you. In the sense that I took it as far as I could have paid off my DUI in court. I could have did that, or I could have went to vets court, and I could have came to this program, and I could do these classes. These classes are every day. So this is how they start you off. Basics. Then you go to the big boys. So let me start off by saying that I do have PTSD, TBI, depression, anxiety, can't sleep. I sleep maybe like 2 to 3 hours a night. I am woken up by nightmares most of the time. I have a lot going on inside my head, to say the least. So to get to know me a little bit better, let me start off by saying my childhood attributes. And I grew up at the bottom of the bottom, government housing, food stamps, whatever. Only white kid in my neighborhood. Chilled with the cool kids. Wore jerseys, Jordans, matched and fitteds. I try to fit in everywhere I went, because that's who I am. And after that, I grew up a little bit longer, moved in with my dad. Found out it wasn't for me. Moved in with my grandparents. My dad's an alcoholic, that's why it wasn't for me, basically, and I couldn't deal with it. And I was an 8th grader. I moved in with my grandparents in high school. I went to Brook Point, was my first high school. And I was always trying to fit in. For some reason, I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted people to like me, because at home I felt like I didn't have a lot of that. Just felt like people weren't there for me, and so my friends would be. And so I did what I wanted to do, and I rebelled. And when you take a kid from the bottom of the bottom and move them into a neighborhood where you have your own police department and fire department, and you have a jacuzzi right next to your room, and you're living on a golf course, that's a playground. That's a fucking playground. And I used it as my playground. I got things from my dad, sold them back to the kids in high school, moved into that bracket, and I had fun. I had a lot of fun. Fun. But with that landed me in. You ever see Jerry Springer? And where they send those kids to Pennsylvania, Tennessee, some country bumfuck nowhere mountains, shave your head, send a Marine Corps drill instructor in there, and I vowed never to be in the military in general after that. After that, I then moved in with my aunt, still getting in trouble, got caught for selling stuff, and I was on an EIP bracelet for a year. Before that, I was in juvie. I After the EIP bracelet, I went to another place with my aunt, graduated high school with a 3.2. I was in FBLA, I was in DECA. I still trying to fit in, but keep my education up because I do like education. I do like knowledge. I like new things. I like learning systematic things. I like that stuff. But at the same time, I like to have fun. And I was too caught up in everybody else's opinion that I didn't pay any attention to my own. I mean, I didn't even make it to my graduation. I was passed out from the party before. But anyways, I moved up to New York. I did roofing in the summer, did roofing in the winter. It was coming back to summer, 2008 still. My aunt saw how bad I was doing, took me back home to Virginia, and I studied for my ASVAB. I honestly wanted to be a corpsman. I wanted to go into the Navy. And the Marine Corps drill instructor saw how big I was and said, "No, that's not for you. I can tell it. It's not for you. I can read your file." And somehow he knew everything before I knew everything about my own self. He said, "The Marine Corps is for you." So I went to the Marine Corps, trusted him. With that being said, I went through all the training courses. I did pretty well. Everything from swim qual to rifle range, talking about 340, I think. It's just, I was pretty good at it. So when I got to the fleet, I was the first one to ask my staff sergeant. A couple months after I'd already been in, I found my job boring. I worked with hazmat and shipping out weapons, and I guess I just thought it was boring. I worked with computers and shit. And shit was boring. Not with me. I didn't feel anything. Nothing. So I wanted to go to Afghanistan. I wanted to feel again that adrenaline rush. Got there, leatherneck, bullshit. Boring. I asked my staff sergeant that was there. I said, "Staff sergeant, I don't want to be here." I had done a substantial amount of shoot, MCTs, which can go towards college credits out there, and I was just doing them. And he was like, "You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're staying after work." He was like, "I'm gonna send you where you want to go." So he sent me with the Iranians security force, and with them I did some shit that I don't want to talk about on camera, and I saw some shit that I don't want to talk about on camera. But with that, I ended up with a back injury. I ended up with a neck injury, TBI, PTSD. I got back, and a couple weeks into it, I got another DUI, drinking excessively, almost every night. And keep in mind, not even high school I drank this much. I might have smoked like once a month. I sold stuff, but I never really did it. I would cut it down, but I never really did it. I put out actually my first CD selling balls, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, different story, different time. So I would cut them down, sell them, and that's what gave me adrenaline rushes. So I've always been kind of like out there and whatnot and doing the most, per se. But when I came back, let's fast forward again, came back and I got a DUI. It was on a Monday, driving drunk, ran a red light in front of a cop, and I was in SART program. And from SART program, I went to, that was 6 months, went to Balboa. My staff sergeant got a restraining order against me. People thought I was not all there, which was true. But that being said, they let me go. And when I got out of the Marine Corps, I then invested into being the manager at gyms. I was sold more personal training certification or personal training and memberships than any trainer since 1992. I was damn good at it. And with that, I invested into a gym with several other people, and I did it again. I sold a lot of memberships. I earned a lot of money from the gym owner, and lo and behold, he screwed a lot of us over, took all of our money, moved to Mexico. I was an LLC, he was an S Corp. He then moved back to the United States, changed the business name, took all of our money, and he's just a scumbag to this day. And, but with that being said, I kept drinking and drinking, moved next to the bars, moved next to the beach, hung out with my best friends at that time, and I kept drinking, moved next door basically, Carlsbad, kept drinking, partying, and didn't know why, but I didn't feel anything. My girlfriend at the time, we were going out for 9 months, and I took all of our stuff one night when I was drunk at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I burned all of it in the yard as she was leaving, and I broke up with her. And it was the most shitty thing I think that I've experienced since I've been out, because that person might have been the only person that I've actually loved outside of my family, and I fucked it up, just like I fuck up every other relationship I have. And I don't know why, but I do. And I am being admitted in here because of my problems. I'm trying to solve them. I'm doing the best I can. And I'm making this video for your opinions. But what are they based off other than other people's opinions and what you grew up on and your neurological connections inside your brain that base whatever you believe in off of the shit that you've heard? And other than that, my main factor is trying to help. If I can help one person with these videos, then I've succeeded with my job. Because I need to feel again. I need to feel something. I need to care about someone. I recently started talking to my mom again. Since I've been in this program, I talk to her maybe 1 to 3 hours a day on the phone. I talk to her as much as I can. Not my dad. I have a strong hatred for my dad and the things that he did, as in he chose alcohol over his flesh and blood, chose drugs over his flesh and blood. And not doing them, but making money. So I guess it is what it is. And I feel that my tribulations are for a reason. I have these tribulations in my life for a reason. And it's not to complain about them, it's to help other people that are reaching for it, because a lot of my friends committed suicide. A lot of my friends are in jail for life, or the brig. A lot of my friends got kicked out for smoking marijuana because they didn't want to do the pharmaceutical aspect. A lot of my friends hurt to this day and they don't know how to deal with them. So hopefully one of them watch this video and they see me reaching out to them specifically, and they can relate, and they know that they're not alone. So I still feel alone, but first video, stay tuned for more.